Louie C. the Mayor checking in. What is good? We're about to do it big on the Monday. We come like the takeoff straight, like the Fast and the Furious, like Blake do on wrestling. When they take off on you, you know, that clock is quick. You got to pin somebody quick. I'm representing the red all day. If you don't bleed, red and gray is a problem. Also, shout out to Luke Skywalker in Miami. We're not talking about booty shaking and all that. We're talking about comp football and the situation that Edison coming in here trying to say that we need new refs and all. Luke, I appreciate Edison. I appreciate all the stuff, all the 305. You ain't in the 305 no more. You're in the 33040, Monroe County, 90 miles from Cuban, and we about to whoop Edison. And if Luke, if you could come, matter of fact, if you request to be on the podcast, we'll bring you on. And today, I'm really very unhappy about this Virginia traffic stop that happened with the police down there in Virginia. And we got footage, and we got new bells and whistles around here with production. Who is Michael Knowles today? Thank you, FloridaKeysInjury.com, accident lawyers in the Keys. Very simple. If you have an accident, go local, FloridaKeysInjury.com. Dr. B, the #1 doctor in America, Advanced Urgent Care, Key West Marathon, and Key Largo. KeysCares.com. Very simple. Get you some affordable health care. Ain't nothing affordable in the Keys. We finally made health care affordable.
Naughty vapes.
Ivermectin over Advanced Urgent Care and the Naughty Vapes. Yep. Definitely helping people quit smoking. That smoking is very bad. There's a little sign on the box that Surgeon General warns smoking is bad for your health and could cause cancer. Why do it? So just go see Rebecca and Debbie and they'll take care of you. And one time for the rodeo, Old Town Rodeo, I got to tell you, it's wild, crazy, upside down. I mean, I'm ready to go to the real rodeo because this is just a mechanical bull.
And it's still real though. Yeah, Wednesday night, tidy whitey bull riding for the ladies.
But what I'm saying is that they bucking hard. I could imagine on that real bull. I don't know how them people do it, man. That's some hard bucking. So I welcome to the program once again, Blake Feldman. Blake, please give the people a little introduction about yourself. We worldwide, and right now the main thing is to share. Boop boop boop. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, and we're going to show some video footage. If you hang with me on the podcast today, in a little bit, we're going to show a video footage of the stop that happened in Virginia, and we want to get your feedback on it. Blake Feldman, is your time. Talk to him.
We want to save second base. Yeah, save second base. Definitely a big fan of saving second base. Okay. I will tell you, my opinion on this this pullover man is just not protocol. I feel like it was wrong. But I'll save the rest of my opinion for after we show everybody. I'm Blake Feldman, big supporter of Key West Wrestling. You know, the most winning sport Key West has had in a while is our wrestling team. I'm very proud of that. I think we're 12-year district champs. I don't think any other sport in Key West can say that. Okay. You know, it's the most underfunded program in the school, but they are the best.
Chaz and Menace, big shout out. Big shout out Chaz is the truth.
The leader amongst leaders.
Gotcha. And all the coaches out there, we got a mission to get the supplements increased. As far as I'm concerned, it should start at 10,000. I think we're around 3,500. First time in a long time, per the superintendent, that supplements are on the bargaining table for the contract. So if y'all want me to come to the table, I'll come to the table. I don't know if I can get you 10, but that 3,500 ain't working. And shout out to Governor DeSantis for increasing salaries across the board. Minimum of $1,000. That's in the books there. Go ahead, Blake.
We got a shout out. I got a shout out to Coach Pedro. Coach Pedro Lara just had his son, Pedro Jr.
Okay.
God bless him. Beautiful child. Can't wait to meet him.
Okay. On my side, Mikey Story. You know Mikey Story? Do you know that kid, Mikey Story?
Sounds familiar.
The #1 conk in America. That boy's serious. That man used to be on the MTV before your time. MTV and the Keys came down here doing all programs in the summer. One day you see Master P. The next day Snoop Dogg. The next day Britney Spears. It was a good summer. And there's some stuff there. I think we're cleared on the statute of limitations now. Mikey's Story was taken care of. And then people will tell you we got to kill you. So Mike's Story says Conk Pride. And what's that say right there? Can you see that, Blake?
Yeah.
What's that hashtag?
What's that?
I don't know.
Red Gray Nation.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I just want to make sure.
You're wearing it right now.
Red, gray, bleed, red and gray. Shout out to Dr. Leader, that man doing it big. Oh, yeah. On with the crimson, on with the gray. Mike Knowles, what you got cooking?
All I got is Ken Hart, John Takovich, Crystal Ramos, Emil, Scott King, and Tangela Edwards.
Oh, all up. Thank y'all. Hey, can y'all hit share? We're about to get into it. Listen, I'm disgusted with this traffic stop in Virginia. I don't appreciate it, but I'm gonna show the footage
Sure.
and let y'all know. Here, we're gonna get to it in a minute,
Okay.
and let y'all know, see what y'all think, because we looked at it here, and you know, I don't want to say anything before y'all look at it, but I'm not liking what I seen. Before we get into all that, like I said, share the button, subscribe to the Louie C. Rock YouTube channel. Blake is from the Green Room fame, and there's a lot of things going on, so we'll keep you abreast of it. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. Slept a ton like a monster.
You had to.
Had to.
Jam Pony Karaoke Club had the club going up. DJ Falseman tonight, 8 o'clock. Come get your karaoke on. It's a lot of fun. 618 Duval Street. How important is security to protect customers?
Security is very important, but we have a safe environment, I think. So most places should always have security. We always check everyone's ID. I do feel that, you know, when someone's over 45 years old, it's a little offensive to have to ID them. But we do ID everybody, you know?
Right.
Yeah, security is important.
Well, security to me is basically for crowd control. We're not in Compton or, you know, these places that have a lot of activity with Bloods and Crips. I don't think we have a Blood or a Crip. I don't know, no Blood or Crip. I might have known one the whole time I lived in Key West that I could say might be a legitimate Blood or Crip. I ain't met nobody related to John Gotti down here. So for the most part, now there is some people that y'all don't know about, but we can't comment on that. But for the most part, people just want to have a good time, you know, drink their alcohol, do their partying. So we just want to make sure that nobody from the outside, we could control our local people. It's the outside that I worry about, because never think that a major incident cannot take place on Duval Street with a active shooter. Never think that. Always think that it can happen, because we're laid back down here. These people take advantage of laid back places. That's what they're looking for. They're not going to where every corner is for law enforcement. They're looking where everything's nice and lax. So always think that anything could happen. If it looks suspicious, it probably is. If it's 92 degrees and you see a guy with a trench coat or just out of place, don't be timid to take action. And, you know, backpacks is a big thing. You know, we let a lot of stuff go. People walking in with backpacks. We don't know what people. I mean, there could be a simple thing to have a bottle of alcohol, but it could be a bomb that could detonate the whole Duval Street. We don't know that.
It's more likely in Key West to be a bottle of alcohol in that backpack than anything else.
But you never know.
And thank God this is not like the city of Savannah where you can bring a concealed weapon inside of a bar.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're very blessed to have a very safe island.
Yes.
You know, thank you, Captain Torres, for that.
Yes, and if you coming down here, Mike, share his name, please. Who's the sheriff of the county?
Rick Ramsey.
Rick Ramsey, not to play with. Who's the police chief?
Sean Brandenburg.
Okay, and who's your state attorney?
Oh boy, Dennis Ward.
All three of them, trifecta. If they don't catch you from one side of the county, the city, and if both of them put together is state. Then, you know, there's visitors. There's the highway patrol. You know, they're not part of the Congo Republic, but, you know, the more they hang down here, the more they become the Congo Republic. That's under DeSantis. So, but we go with DeSantis too. So now, unfortunately, we had a situation in Virginia where a lieutenant, I believe, was it in the Army?
Yeah, Second Lieutenant Army.
Yeah, was pulled over because of a license tag that wasn't properly displayed, and that man was pepper sprayed, and now he's filed a lawsuit. So I don't know why these things happen. I don't think they're necessary, and we're not saying anything against law enforcement or anything of this nature. Where I come from, and the way I am, if it's injustice on the police side, police gotta take the heat for that. If it come on the street side where the person that the police was dealing with was out of line with law enforcement, he got to take the brunt of it.
How about the man is in uniform? What if the guy is in uniform?
Well, like I said, we never know, because, like I said, let's face it, somebody could pose as an army person. They could pose as a federal agent or whatever. But here we're gonna let the people actually look for themselves or whatever. So Blake, once you get that set up, there, Mike Knowles, stand by, make sure everything's here. This is the first time we actually can show you some footage or whatever. So I guess, Blake, do you want to go on the other side, or Mike Knowles is gonna hit?
I trust Mike Knowles.
Okay.
Good.
So Mike Knowles, you see that? What you got to do is hit the play button on that side.
Hit the play button.
All right. So here's okay. How we looking there, Mike? Do we need to move the left, right, or everything is good there?
Everything is in the picture, right? But it just look like a little cricket there. So let's see.
Okay, so just there.
This part, yeah. Part
way?
there.
Yeah. So you
Or
do
this
what you
way,
got to
this
do.
way.
You know, this is live TV, so
Yeah.
bear with us.
Yeah, you good.
All right. So here's the traffic stop that happened in Virginia. What you guys think? Mike Knowles.
Oh boy, let's go. Playing.
Trying to get the audio.
Oh.
We're trying to get the picture up for you.
Yeah.
Blake, let me let you go on that
Yeah,
side.
Chris is not playing.
All right. So let me set this up while Blake gets this going.
Oh man.
This morning,
Yeah.
growing outrage
Stay
over
on
this
that side,
newly
Blake.
released body camera.
Door slowly, get out! What's going on?
Two Virginia police officers threatening, drawing their guns, and pepper spraying a uniformed U.S. Army second lieutenant during a traffic stop.
What's going on?
Get out of the car now!
What's going on?
What's going on? You're fixing to ride the license, son.
The Windsor, Virginia officers saying they stopped Army Second Lieutenant Karan Nazario for a missing rear license plate, even though he had a temporary plate taped to the back of his new SUV. His hands raised, Nazario, who is black and Latino, recorded the incident on his cell phone, calmly telling the officers he's afraid to get out of his car.
I'm honestly afraid to get out. Can I?
Yeah, dude, you
ask
should be.
what's going on?
Get out. Get out of the car.
Get your hands off me,
Yeah.
please. Get your hands off me.
You know what?
Get your hands off me. Get your hands off me.
Back up,
I
man.
didn't do anything. Don't do that.
Sir, get out of the car
Don't
now.
do that.
Hey, get
Don't
out of
do
the car
that.
now.
Don't do.
Look,
I'm trying to talk
get out.
to you.
Okay.
I'm trying to
I'm
talk.
gonna get out. Just
relax.
get out of the car.
Can you please
Get out.
relax? Can
Get
you
out.
please relax?
Get out of the car right now. Now.
This is not how you treat a vet. I'm actively serving this country, and this is how you're gonna treat me. I didn't do anything.
Back up.
Whoa, hold on. What's going? Hold on. Watch. Watch it.
He was eventually released with no charges. Now Nazario is suing the officers for violating his constitutional rights.
Why am I being treated like this? Why?
You're not cooperating. Get on the ground.
You think officers should know that? The body cameras maybe do. The violence isn't.
One officer said in a report after the traffic stop that Nazario willfully disregarded their orders to pull over. The lawsuit says he waited less than 2 minutes to stop, wanting to get to this nearby, well-lit gas station. Some calling this just the latest example of excessive use of force by the police toward people of color.
What should have occurred is the individual police officer who initiated the stop should have given clear, concise directions, answering questions if necessary. The level of force that was used for that type of infraction, which, by the way, is not even a crime, it's a violation of law, was excessive.
The Windsor Police Department did not respond to requests for comment, but a town manager reportedly told a local paper that both officers still work for the department. Eva? Elizabeth Scholze for us there, thank you.
Okay, so in case you're just coming in right now, please share the video. You could go back and watch the video we just played in Virginia. So long story short, a gentleman that's a lieutenant in the Army was pepper sprayed for having not displaying a license plate on his car. So you can watch the video for yourself. Please keep sharing. Boop, 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 boop. Keep sharing the video. So here's my thoughts. If you watch this, come on in and give me your opinion of what happened, okay? So the research that I've done is the gentleman took a little time to go ahead and pull over, okay? So that maybe made the officers a little bit nervous.
It's normal though.
So to me, I'm gonna tell you, I do the same thing. I'm only speaking for myself. If I can't find a safe place to pull over, I will keep driving, whether it be a block, 2 blocks, left side. And I'm definitely not pulling over on the 7 Mile Bridge. So I'm calling, if I get stopped, I already have a plan for that. In the 7 Mile Bridge, I will call dispatch and I'll alert them that I have an officer who's activated lights on me. Please advise that when I get off the bridge, I'm going to be pulling over, whether it be 3 miles or 4 miles or whatever for safety. So I don't want them to think anything, but unless it's really something critical, why would somebody get pulled over on the 7 Mile Bridge? You wait till you get off the bridge. I know it's an inconvenience because you might have just started on mile 2 of the 7 Mile Bridge or whatever, but that's extremely dangerous, especially at night. So my opinion on this, and Blake, I'm gonna get your opinion, and Michael knows, is that this is absolutely unnecessary. I think the officer's tone were over excessive. I think will make anybody, worry about what's happening. I think that this whole thing could have been prevented. I think law enforcement approach should be, a certain way, depending on the situation. And to scream at that man and pepper spray a person that's serving the military, we just coming up a pandemic, and basically have that man go and deal with that, which is an event he never. Forget Virginia, y'all gonna be writing the check. The check gonna be big, and those people, to me, should be terminated immediately and should never have interaction with customers in the rest of the time living. So that's my opinion. Blake, what do you think?
I think that the first thing is they broke protocol. I mean, I don't know the police protocol per se, but in my experience, it's been license and registration. And then, sir, do you know why I pulled you over?
Absolutely.
The officer was in a gas station when he pulled over. He waited to get somewhere safe. Makes sense. Totally makes sense. It was escalated by the police officers. And for them to escalate the situation, I believe, is against police protocol. They're not to escalate, they're to de-escalate. And when they deal with situations, it's always to de-escalate. They did nothing but throw gasoline on a fire to a gentleman that put both his hands out the window.
Please keep sharing the video. This is very important. Boop, boop, boop. And I understand, believe me, I do understand.
It was racist, man. It was so racist, in my opinion.
Well, like I said, I understand the part of complying. Like, if you're told to do something, to do it. However, if it's an injustice, I'll be honest with you, we're going to have to go to the table. If I feel it's an injustice going on and I'm involved in it, and you tell me to lay on the ground or something, and I feel there's injustice, I'm going to say I'm not laying on the ground. I'm going to go ahead. It might not be the smartest thing, but I'm going to believe in what I stand for. And if I think it's just a blatant injustice, because I've been on both sides of the fence. I've been where police tell somebody to do something in a calm way, and they're disrespectful, and the police had to deal with them in a certain way. I thought I ain't seen nothing at all. I've been on the other side when they say do this. I said, I think you got me confused. You will talk to me with some respect. I'm a taxpayer or whatever. I pay my dues right here. You ain't gonna talk to me sideways. Be mad if you want to or whatever. And then you handle things appropriately. Like I've been to, I had a situation one time where I went to somewhere, and I thought I was being treated unfairly, and it's a place that I pretty much spend a lot of time in, and I'm a friend of the program. So I had to take it up the chain, and I said, I'm not going to be treated. You will put respect on my name. I don't care if you like me or not. I have done nothing wrong. I'm doing nothing but positive for people, and I'm not going to let you bulldoze me just because you have a uniform on. Now, I'll be the first one to, say this is a dangerous job. In New Mexico, a poor police got killed when a guy brought an assault rifle out. So this very dangerous job. But we got to do better than this. And we have to talk to people with some sense. The first thing they teach you when I talk to, the chief and the deputy chief is approach of what you're doing. I call many times. I call 10-1 for the police instead of against the police. For example, I had a situation about a couple of weeks ago where officers needed to be given praise, where they found a young lady rolling in dirt in the middle of the night, not knowing what she was riding, intoxicated, and I spent alone on my time an hour over there because we couldn't find where the girl, where she was staying at. It was a tourist. Try to get so they're trying to find out who the mom was, the whole 9 yards, and the people was very calm. You have to have a lot of patience or whatever. So this is above and beyond. So when that happens, I call, Captain Torres and tell them these officers did above and beyond because they need to be praised. However, if they out of line, they got to be dealt with too, or whatever. I want to see nobody get in no trouble or nothing. But you can't just come in there talking to people sideways or whatever, because where I come from, you in order to gain respect, you have to give it. Mike Knowles, what's your opinion on the Virginia traffic stop with this lieutenant from the Army?
Man, like always, it's disgusting. I mean, they could do better, and I think it's some changes that really need to come, as far as officers that believe me, I love law enforcement. I obey them, but it's some of them out there that made that they just bad apples out of that whole bunch, man. They just don't need to be in law enforcement anymore.
How about thank you for your service, sir?
Yeah.
That's what I say. I say this to every day to people. Matter of fact, we all the announcements we make over at the Old Town Rodeo, 618 Duval Street, the first thing we're saying is, one time for first responders and all military out there. This gets the most applause out of anything we say. We can say a girl's getting buck wild, this and that, that's good and all that, but this is what it is. If you have an issue and you can't control your temperament, you don't even need to be behind the desk as a police, because you don't know how to talk to co-people, let alone put you on the streets or whatever, because people come test you. Now, I will say this though, for when people get pulled over and they start cursing police and being disrespectful with them, they're doing it. I got a problem with that too, or whatever, because basically, if I'm in a crisis, like I talked about in New York City, and there's people taking advantage of, like Blake build a business from scratch, I build a business from scratch. Let's say we put our blood, sweat, and tears. You try to burn them down. I don't care if they shoot you on sight. I don't care if you're black, white, green, orange, purple. I'm me as a mayor. I'm telling you, hey, we're gonna do everything we can, but you gotta do whatever you gotta do to protect property. And if you a hoodlum and you taking advantage, you will get dealt with. We might end up in some situation where it might be lawsuit. So be it. Y'all ain't gonna run nothing around here. Or whether like Miami Beach. As much as I appreciate hip hop, I come from a culture of hip hop where there wasn't fighting and gangbanging. It was breakdancing. You dance, I dance. You go, I go, or whatever.
Was that when Vin Diesel was a breakdancer now?
Yep, back in the day. This is
You
good
gotta
stuff.
date him. You gotta,
So you handle the thing with the popping and locking and the breakdancing. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that gangbanging in the club. And then here's what. It was so crazy, you know. Girls are a big part of a club, but you wouldn't be worried about. No, you worried about perfecting backspins, head spins, and women. This is our time of our life. So we got to do better. A shout out to Speedy Legs and Felix Samba. We're going over. I forgot to tell you. You got your passport?
I got my passport.
Okay, so we're going to Paris for 2024. Did you know the breakdancing made the Olympics? Did I tell you?
I need to see this. I love breakdancing.
You didn't know the Olympics?
You know my breakdancing?
No, I didn't know that.
Gazoo. You have the great Gazoo. You know?
But let me ask you this.
What's up?
Did you know that we made it to the Olympics?
No.
Yep. Hey, how about you? Might know you were popping and locking, or you was doing the prep.
No, I was doing the prep, man. I couldn't do that.
Hey, keep sharing the video. Boop, boop, boop. All love in the club.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Monica Flower is growing a whole bunch of plants. Ain't no telling what that girl come on the program with, but she'll be on the podcast tomorrow. So that's gonna be all love. So Blake, you've been on the streets lately. How's the tourism on Duval?
I think the tourism has been picking up. I think someone's doing something good. It's been looking better.
Absolutely.
It's definitely been looking better.
Yeah. So long story short, Key West, Florida, and the Florida Keys, the #1 destination in the world, and planners above and beyond to come down for a vacation.
Must be the TDC. They've
Yeah.
been doing a good job.
Yeah. You know, shout out to all tour. Be nice. That's another thing. I understand some of y'all get agitated because there's more people in town, more mopeds. I got to tell you something though. I do have to say something. Mike knows I noticed this. I've been noticing this for a while now.
The country's been full.
Let me tell you something. I do see a danger point though that I noticed, so I'm gonna have to get this out for the record. These golf carts, I feel like, you know how you had the go-karts back in the day, and you go around that. It ain't like the little slow golf carts. These things with the gas now.
Oh, souped up.
They're running fast. So it scares me. I'm just keeping it low. I mean, they sipping like crazy. And I seen it where they like you make a quick turn, you cook.
Oh, the wheels lift up the side.
Have you seen this?
Yeah, I've seen that.
You seen it too?
Yeah, I've seen it. Every night I see it.
We got to get control of that because that ain't mixing well. Before, even if you went all the way, was struggling to get the speed. Now, man, you get hit, you're going to get flipped up 3 feet in the air.
They go 25. They go 20 miles an hour. Is their speed limit downtown? Just because a golf cart can go 30 doesn't mean you need to go that fast.
Yeah.
Well, I heard one night one guy was going from, you could hear him coming on here.
He was sitting.
And then on here.
And you know, you can get now they go past Flagler, you can go all the way to Stock Island because that might get you around the island faster. But I don't want to see nobody get hurt. That's my point.
Well,
right now, I'm saying I was with Monica the other day. I said, man, these things are riding hard, boy. I never seen this is the fastest speed I ever seen golf carts and key. They faster than the ones they got when you go golfing. I mean, these things are because of the gas.
But where are the seatbelts for them?
I don't know.
I don't see
no seatbelts either.
No seatbelts, and we should have some seatbelts. They should strap themselves into the cart.
Do they have seatbelts?
Some of them do.
Yep. Yeah, we got to get.
I haven't seen any with them.
And I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus. I just see like somebody they're gonna get picked off soon. Then I don't want nobody to get killed or whatever. But very dangerous. Also, some of y'all that want to come and expand Key West, if you put 3 more hotel rooms and they build tomorrow, I think they still be sold out. Mike knows what's the rates out there. It's expensive rates right now for hotel rooms in Key West.
Well, you got three things. You got. Wait a minute. You got some things playing factor right now. You got in Republic Independence Days. That's coming up at the end of the week, and
Thank
then
you, Jimmy Dillon, for that.
Yeah, and then you got
Songwriters.
Then you got
Concerts are back at the amphitheater.
graduation. Then you got, and Saturday, if you're thinking about leaving and out of the Keys or trying to come in the Keys, fortunately, if you're not across the bridge at a certain time, you're stuck on.
You could. Also, some of y'all operating boats, y'all need to get it together because every time you hit a power line or what is it, y'all anchor down and mess up the hotel.
Today? You know what happened today?
Yeah.
7 Mile Bridge.
Incredible.
Sailboat got caught between the wires under the bridge. And then what they did was they depowered the lines. Even though no lines went down, they just depowered them just in case to be safe, which we appreciate. I just wish that our generators, like Keys Energy, would kick on faster than 17 minutes or 15 minutes. Because some of us have food that goes bad, man. Come on. I mean, who's paying for the food that goes bad in the fridge? I guess we are, right?
Also, it was a sad situation. I'm not sure where a girl, there was some type of flooding or something and some lines down. She got out of the car and died because she got electrocuted.
What was this?
I don't know if this was Miami or something, but not in the Keys. But it's very sad. That's why, here's the thing. Whenever you see or involved in an accident, the first thing you need to do is put hazards on.
Yes.
And number 2, stay out of the roadway because people don't see you, especially in dark, especially in the Keys. This is my point. If I'm on US 1, you know how dark it is out there, right? I promise you, I'm not pulling over to the right till I find a place that I'm comfortable pulling. I promise you, I don't care if it's 3 blocks a mile or whatever. I'm just not going to do it because it's very dangerous. How many times have we seen? Never. I wouldn't probably never pulling out 7 Mile Bridge under no circumstances.
But they might pepper spray you for it.
I hope not.
No, what do you do?
Have you ever seen, Michael, where they have a traffic stop and the officers on the driver's side and then they get picked off by a car?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's for the officer safety too.
Yeah, and also the law states that when you see emergency vehicle, you got to yield to the other lane, and they enforce that. And that's a good law or whatever. But like I said,
keep our officers safe.
And also, you have to also have some sense or whatever, because you could go to court and fight a ticket. You see what I'm saying? And here's another story that we can talk about. Not a story, but if you're not, this is nothing with the traffic stop. If you're not being detained, you're free to go. Am I being detained? The answer is yes, you're being detained, or no. If you're not being detained, you're free to go. So, for example, if I'm walking, I decided I want to go Stock Island by the Cuba and walk to Tum Tum, and the police come and say, "What you doing?" I said, "No, I'm just going to the store." And he said, "You live around here?" I said, "Yeah, I live around down the corner." "What you doing out this time?" "No, I'm just getting a little soda." The next question, I'm giving about 3. The next question,
that's your ID.
I'm gonna say the next question after those 3. If you ask me one more question, I'm not going. I'm gonna say, "Am I being detained?" If the answer is no, I'm not being detained. I say, "Well, I'm free to go get my Pepsi. You have a good day, and I'll keep it up," because it could be 2 people out of the 10 that are not really doing that. If a person plays rap music and they drive a Cadillac and their windows are down and the music is a little bit higher than it's supposed to be, don't assume that they have a dope in the car. Don't assume that.
That's not probable cause.
But here's the thing: if I hate to say this, if you play country music, it's a stereotype that if you play gangster rap, I might just like gangster rap. I don't mean I'm a gangster.
But is it okay to profile?
It is
of course not.
This is not. So here's the main thing: when you're driving, know where your license, registration, and proof of insurance. You shouldn't have to find that or whatever. The officers can look in the overview of your car. They can't look in the trunk. They can't look in inside, the middle compartment. None of that can happen. That don't mean that they won't, but they can't. And they could run a dog around your car doing a stop. They can't detain you to go get one. A lot of people, if you know, business law, I learned this from A to Z or whatever, so I make it a point to know the law. And then the best thing I found is just be courteous. But sometimes, once in a while, you get one of these people who have no business being a law enforcement officer, and they continue to harass people, bully until you find a guy like me. I'm ready to go toe to toe with you. And then in a real city, here not so much. You really could lose your life over some dumb stuff or whatever. Look at the trial we had in Minnesota now with George Floyd.
When they ask you license and registration, what's your first response?
Well, I said,
why am I being pulled over?
Yeah, I said, did I do something wrong? And then here's another one I learned. I'm glad you said that. you then come to a complete stop on the stop sign behind the white line. So I said, okay, I didn't know that. So even though I'm not able to see on the stop sign left and right, and I pulled past the white line or whatever, I got to stop before the white stripe and then go up and then come to a complete stop when my wheels are completely, stopped. See, I didn't know that. So now I don't. So now I already know that when I hit a stop sign, if I go behind the white line, I got to come to the wheel stop behind the white line. How many people know that?
I didn't know that. I thought
You know that?
Yeah.
Because the white line means stop also, but can you stop on the white line?
You can, but what they're saying is that you can still pull up closer, like in front of the stop sign, look both ways, but you got to make that first initial stop. That's okay. That's what the book said.
I'm a little disgusted because everywhere I drive in Key West, when I pull up to the white line and stop, I can't see left and right, especially on Flagler. If I pull out down 2nd Avenue, 3rd Avenue, and I look to the left, all I see is truck and no street. I can't see anything.
Look, shout out to well, I guess we're having a little bit of audio stuff going on because Robin says keep losing us. Share the button. Look, Bill Fortune was an ex-chief, right? So Bill Fortune and these guys and Rob here miss our 70s cops. There's nothing wrong with our police force down here. Let me say that for the
Great
record.
police force.
We have to do community policing. School of George Washington, talk to the people what's happening. Now, occasionally we're gonna have to get locked up, even if you knew them in high school. It's just gonna have to happen. But over here, we have a tight community that somebody could call somebody and say, hey, this is going on, and we put an end to it. You had Officer Brose, God bless him, that he used to, give kids a ride home. Why did he give them a ride home? Because taking you over there to juvenile is going to be worse when your parents whooped you. There wasn't they wasn't going to call the cops, or you was going to get locked up for whooping somebody back in the day, and kids or whatever. So we just got to get it together. Crystal in Panama City Beach doing it big.
There you go.
So thank you all for coming in. Also, we're having a little glitches because.
Well, I gotta tell you, you said about the parents whooping them. My old man used to say to me, "You can call child services, but it's about 15 minutes when they get here, and somebody's gonna get hurt real bad before they get here."
So we're not saying that that's the best thing to do, but occasionally, I hate to say that, blow off somebody to take an ass whooping. I hate to say this on the podcast. Mike Knowles, did you get hit with the switch?
What you talking about? You never got hit with a switch. Then what happens is, if first of all your mama was there, then the grandma did it, the uncle knew about it, you was getting it then. I mean, what happened back then, I don't think, what can I say?
I'm not.
I can't.
Well, Bill, the chief says good program tonight. Chief, God bless you. Go ahead.
Bill Fortune, can you stop on the white line, or do you have to be before the white line? Because I'm kind of confused by the situation. Also, my sister got a ticket for not stopping at the white line, but there was no stop sign. I'll tell you, if I drive down Josephine Street right now, that I can't even see the stop sign on the corner of Josephine and what's our first road off of Bertha?
You can't see nothing.
No, you can't see the stop sign because the trees are all covering it.
Now, what happened to me? Oh, Mike, you got it on the big letters here, boy. You ain't playing. So what happened to me is I was actually in the middle of a Facebook Live on the stop. So what I did is politely said, I'm trying to give education to people about traffic stops so I happen to get pulled over. Or I don't even know if I was on that topic, but I said now I'd like to, give some information. Guess what I got stopped for? The reason for stop.
What's up?
The license plate was muddy. You couldn't see it correctly. Would you could get stopped for that? So I got out. The guy showed me. I said I understand. I'll get that fixed. Then there's a little light on there that they could stop you for that. So these guys are not making up stuff, for the most part to pull you over.
Crystal Argon had a question. Josephine and Flagler, the street before Flagler, when you're on Josephine, all right, what is that street? Because that street I cannot see the stop sign.
You can't. So just so you don't know, when you get to that white, here's what you got to do. You come in before the white line. You come to a complete stop till your wheels roll back, right, fully. Then you could pull up again close to the stop sign, and then you got to stop again to the wheels roll, and then you could look left and right. That's the proper way to do it. That's sort of the book.
You ever been told that the stop signs with the white borders are optional?
No.
My friend told me that one time. It was not a good idea.
No, that's not good. And then go slow around here because you're in Key West. If you're in a hurry, you probably need to go back north because over here, Walt Disney World and Duval Street, right now you're guaranteed to have at least 10 people when the light go green, especially on Front Street, walk by your car. Now,
Oh,
if
God,
you're in a hurry to go somewhere, some of y'all little Uber drivers from Fort Lauderdale, this ain't Fort Lauderdale, bro. This is Key West. We move slow, so I understand y'all trying to move, but Key West PD gonna get with y'all. Y'all got to slow down and basically don't be in a hurry to get there.
Yep.
You know, this ain't the Domino's way where you had to deliver a pizza. I forgot who it was. In 4 minutes, you're gonna have to take a little time, especially with all that traffic. But guess what? The good thing is, Mike knows that revenue that Lyft and Uber drivers get down here is amazing.
Yeah, well, they're cutting into the local money, and I think that's wrong. I'm gonna tell you right now, what's killing me is you brought up something super funny. I get really mad. I don't have road rage, but when a tourist walks in front of my car when the light just turns green, it's not by accident. You knew damn well that the light you could have walked before, but you waited till it was my green light just to walk in front of the car and go, "Oops, sorry."
Yeah. Well, some of them, I'll be honest with you, some of them, Blake, they so fascinated with the Wall Street and this look like Walt Disney World that they really don't even know that the lights change twice.
What would happen if I had one of those water guns from Old Town Rodeo in the car, and every time someone did it, I'd just spray it with the water gun? Is that assault?
No,
Okay.
it's not. But however, any type of indication with a toy gun could be a problem. You see what I'm saying? Because
but it's like neon
road
green and
rage?
pink, man.
it's crazy.
It may take it as road rage.
Krista says Josephine in Flagler. Mike Story says you want to go to jail or want to go home, old school. Robin Archer says our parents need what we did before we got home. On one of the other mothers would just grab you by the arm and take you home.
I wish it happened instead of my dad grabbing me. I'll tell you right
we
now.
didn't want. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know about the dad, but I was hoping that the mom
Exactly,
would.
Louie. The chief says, "YB in a hurry? You're in Key West. Relax." No, we're not going to be in a hurry in Key West because you could be in a hurry if you want to. There's nothing that you could do. Look, let's talk about the Contour train. You're on the train. I'm behind the train. I got to deal with that. It's part of being in paradise or whatever. Do you think I want to go half a mile? Of course I don't want got places to be. Got to be dealt with. Go down another street. Christopher Wardlow. Chris, I'm sorry I didn't forget about you. Can you tell me on the program what we got? I know we got a fundraiser. I think for one of your family members, we need to get that posted. I apologize. So much stuff going on here. Mike Knowles.
Well, I mean, let me see. First thing I like to say too is not only the driver's fault sometimes. Sometimes some guys there that come down, and I guess they party and then had their limit already. Mm-hmm. So when they walk across the street, we don't mind you walking, we don't mind you talking and take your time. But hey, don't start there and start your mess. It's already bad enough what's going through it. But
Drink responsibly.
yeah, so here we go. Here.
Shout out to Keys Energy doing the best they can. No, that's a dangerous job, locals, anybody here that's with us on the Concrete Public, we're gonna stick by you. Some of y'all really think that y'all could come down here, be here for 10 years, want to change the whole landscape of the Concrete Public. Application decline. It's just not gonna happen.
Does everyone realize Keys Energy saved lives today because they had to shut the power off the Southern Bridge? They saved the lives of people on the sailboat, but they also turned on the backup power so everyone's food didn't go bad.
Absolutely.
Mine's a little bit older fridge, but most people's food are saved because of Keys Energy.
No, Keys Energy is good. And then I would say this, shout out to the city of Key West. Michael knows when the hurricane, what was that, the last one we had, Wilma?
No, Irma.
No, Dorian.
Well, Irma was the most serious.
Irma was.
When everybody couldn't come up in the Keys, and people forget this. Now, I'm going to quiz y'all. Blake, how many days before they opened the city back up?
35 days on that, right?
Mike knows?
I think I'm gonna say about 30 or something.
13 days before they let residents come back in the Keys. Not 28, 30 is a fact. 13, everybody said, man, we can't get in. You waited, let me get this right. A city get you back in. We had a major hurricane, got you back into the city fully where we could come 13 days. Y'all complaining about something. That's when the hurricane hit. That remember you had to have a pass to get in?
Yeah, we had to live here, but that's not opening us back up.
No, I'm saying to get back into your property.
Yeah.
13 days.
Residents. That's good for residents. That's
13
good.
days ain't nothing.
And I'll tell you what, Broadway got the internet up faster than anybody. Landslide. Broadway saved the internet on this island.
Yeah.
I'll tell you another thing too is we didn't open up for tourism until October 1st. So they made us all leave September 5th, right? Yeah. We didn't open up for tourism until really...
I was happy they got us back in 13 days. I think that's very good. I mean, let me just say this. Blood raw. We're the best people living to put a city back together after a hurricane. Living. So they say, wow, how you do that fast? Because we do this like a fire drill, and then we practice fire drill. So when it comes, we're ready. I mean, it only
You gotta
takes.
give credit where credit's due, though. You know, and I'm
Greg Velez was
no, Jim Scholl did this. Jim Scholl was city manager at the time because I met with Jim Scholl.
no. Jim Scholl was the city manager, but Greg Velez was assistant,
Right.
and he was dealing the day to day. But I never forget that what he told me was, I told him, man, when they say it was coming at a 185 at a 5, I said, man, it's best for y'all to get out and just abandon the ship. You know what they told me? The man said, I quote, I never forget this, I should have been dead a couple times in my life. I talked to everybody want to stay down here and protect our citizens. So if something happened that I don't make it through it, so be it. I'm gonna protect the citizens.
Yeah.
Now, where do you have people like that are that committed? Do them people really need to be disrespected, yelled at, screamed? Of course, you got to put respect on them. Do we agree with everything that they do? Absolutely not. If you agree with everybody that you was close with, it'll be a fake relationship.
You're right, though. Think about this. Jim Scholl was the city manager. Greg Velez was assistant city manager. Neither of them left the island. Stayed here with a Category 5 hurricane coming towards us.
185.5 category.
And any other city manager or assistant city manager that I know of would have fled.
I told them to leave. Mike Knowles.
Well, we wasn't that bad. Well, thank God it could have been worse. It could have been worse because we could have been right there with Sugarloaf and all the way to Marathon. And you know how I found out? I said, man, how can the line is so long? This was a Friday, and this was due to come in what? Monday.
You didn't even hear about it yet?
I didn't even hear about it. But I was going by the gas station on Flagler. You see all the lines up there say, oh man, there must be something. They must run out of gas. So when I asked the guy, he said, oh, you didn't hear the hurricane coming.
Yep.
So I didn't know.
Well, cardinal rule number 1, as soon as they mention, listen to me very carefully, I've been doing this a long time. When they mention there's a hurricane out there, anywhere close, go fill your tank up. Don't be like when we opened like Taco Bell, that everybody go at the same time. We're the only city in the world where the fast food chain opened that people wait 4 hours. I won't wait an hour, 40 minutes. I'm gonna wait 3 months or whatever before I even go there because I don't have to. I've been to these places before. I understand if you've never been, but even if I've never been and they say, listen, we're giving $50 away and a meal, you got me confused. Back in the day, we really had a detail offer directing traffic to get in Taco Bell. You ever seen this in any city but Key West?
No, I mean, when you're in Key West, so why are you going to a national chain anyway? I only do that when I leave the island because I'm here. I eat local. Come on.
Well, I definitely I go to different places sometimes. However, I do not go to places that we have Key West when I leave, and we want to support people, and especially mom and pop. Mom and pop is big. Like I'm a firm believer. I won't order anything off Amazon if I could buy it from somebody here, even if it costs a little bit. Now, if it's double the cost, then I might have to think about it. By the time the shipping and all that, I'd rather put money into a local that I know instead of Amazon. Amazon is good. They ain't gonna miss a nickel from me.
That's why I shop at Ace Hardware.
Yeah. Anybody else on the
Love Shrunks
on the podcast? And Mike Knowles, stand by. Throw the hearts up if you got love for Louie C. the Bear. If you got love for Key West Wrestling out here with Chazzy Menace and Blake Feldman. And you got love for Mike Knowles. I need y'all throw them hearts all the way up like Fat Joe through the podcast. What you got, Mike
man
Knowles?
of the boys for 12 years, man.
Oh, I got. Let me see.
Thank you, Chaz.
We got Mary Valdez, Robin Brunel Archer, Dion Clark, Kevin Kenny Buglode, Bill Fortune, Laura Smith, Willie Castillo, and Dr. Richard Guzman. And you know what, Mikey Story, I seen that comment there, man. What's up, boy? That's
all love right now. So thank you, Lyra, for watching a show from Milford, New Jersey. My daughter, Kira Colazzo, actually graduating.
I didn't know that. That's what Chris Arian said. I apologize. McDonald's is a national chain, but a local family owns it. So that is a big
I would
difference.
not comment on McDonald's down here. I'm going to refrain from commenting because if I comment, it's going to be all bad news across the board. I'll talk to you about this later. But no, it's all good. Actually, the family that originally owned it doesn't own it anymore, but that's a whole different show, whatever. So my daughter's actually graduating from Rutgers this year or whatever.
New Jersey.
Yep.
That's where I'm from.
Yeah, so thank you, Lyra, for checking in, and God bless my daughter, Kira Colazzo. Blake, how do they find you if somebody want to get a hold of you? You still have the Instagram?
I don't have Facebook anymore because I got a new phone number.
Yeah. So you're going to start a new one soon.
You got to find me at Old Town Rodeo. Come down to Old Town Rodeo.
618 Duval Street.
Yeah, I'm part of the wallpaper.
Okay, we're going to make it happen. So thank y'all. Shout out to FloridaKeysInjury.com. accident lawyers in the Keys. If you have any type of accident, just stay local at 302 Southern Street, FloridaKeysInjury.com. Naughty Vapes right across the street from the fire department, helping people quit cigarettes. Rebecca and Debbie doing it big.
And thank you, Christopher Valdez, who got me my assistant coaching job at Key West High School. And I love our wrestling program, but Chris gave me my start, man. Thank you so much.
Chris is no joke. Chris is a very nice individual. I played baseball with him. We're a lot calmer than we used to be. However, we only could tolerate so much foolishness when we flex our muscles. And not so much on the school side, because there's only much that you can do. Me, I hate to do it, but sometimes somebody, you got to lean into them and they need a cursing, which we try not to do. But the patience that you have to have with these people here in 2021 is unbelievable. The adults didn't have no patience because they didn't have to deal with us. Our mom and dads would wield us with whoopings or whatever. We wouldn't disrespect. You should, anybody, I don't care how old you are, because it's all they're young. I wouldn't give a damn if you're 7 years old. You better put respect on adults' names. Right. And control your household. Some people talk about stuff, but they can't even control their household. But here they are talking about what other people should do. But anybody who's a coach and mentoring young men, and the sacred of the red and gray at Key West High School, you're really blessed. Robin says, you guys stay safe. You too, Robin, thank you for coming in.
I'm going to tell you the best play-by-play at Key West football, right? High school games. Best play-by-play you'll ever get. Sit next to Danny Jimenez, and you'll hear every call, every play called out, shot by shot.
Edison Raiders, y'all coming in to Key West Conk football. Uncle Luke Skywalker, Luther Campbell. Man, what you want to do, dog? I got them conks. You already talking about we need to get new refs because, we shake it down here.
Uncle Luke, what's wrong with the refs?
The refs in Miami be killing us. We go out there.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's bad
so
business.
So bad.
Yeah.
And then when I start cutting up at the field, they said, man, these people are crazy. Of course we're crazy. We go out there, we get killed. So our refs down here is saint. However, wherever y'all at, a tie go to the home team. That's what I tell them. So if Edison's a tie, I don't get mad or whatever. So in order not to lead the game for up to the ref, what you need to do is go up by 14, 21 points. Luke, I'm coming. I'm seeing you as soon as you get in Key West. The sheriff has been giving instructions when Luther Campbell come in the county to alert us. So I'm coming to pull up on the Edison bus. I'm letting you know from the beginning. I'm pulling up and saying, Luke, you know where you at. This ain't Dade County. We're not at the 2 Live Crew no more. This ain't the 305. You're in the 3304. So anybody that watching me, me and Luke got a lot of mutual friends. Luke, come on the podcast out here because we ain't scared. We ain't running. And you coming in Monroe County. So I'm hoping Key West High School football step up. You think we can make it happen?
I think we can make it happen. We'll make it happen. Watch out, Uncle Luke.
Yes.
I nominate Danny Jimenez for referee. Hands down. Nominated for referee.
Yes. Thank you, Bill, for watching on the program. Thank you for everybody tuning in. And Jam Pony Karaoke Club, come see False Man. It's a good time. And tomorrow, Monica Flowers on the program. And thank you, Mike Knowles, for production. And now Blake is on full. We're going to go to the next level. Thank you for the vintage clip. And we're going to get better and better at this. Podcast number 274. Don't talk big, do big. Everybody ain't caught out to be a boss. Holla!